was gone, the tears were gone. He would not cry. Until that night, when the lights were dim, and in the distance he could hear several boys whimpering for their mothers or fathers or dogs. Then he could not help himself. His lips formed Valentine's name. He could hear her voice laughing in the distance just down the hall. He could see Mother passing his door, looking in to be sure he was all right. He could hear Father laughing at the video. It was all so clear, and it would never be that way. I'll be old if I ever see them again. 12 at the earliest. Why did I say this? What was I such a fool for? Going to school would have been nothing. Facing Stilson every day. Peter, he was a pissant. Ender wasn't afraid of him. I wanted to whisper. But his whisper was the whisper he used when he cried out in pain when Peter tormented him. The sound didn't travel farther than his own ears, and sometimes not that far. And his tears could fall unwanted on his sheet, but his sobs were so gentle that they did not shake the bed, so quiet they could not be heard. The ache was there, thick in his throat, in the front of his face, hot in his chest, and in his eyes. I wanted to cry. Dap came to the door that night and moved quietly on the beds, touching a hand here, forehead there. Where he went, there was more crying, not less. The touch of kindness in this frightening place was enough to push some over the edge into tears. Not Ender. When Dap came, his crying was over, his face was dry. It was the lying face he presented to Mother and Father when Peter had been cruel. And he dared not let it show. Thank you for this, Peter. For dry eyes and silent weeping. You taught me how to hide anything I felt. More than ever, I need that now. This was school. Every day, hours of classes. Reading, numbers, history. Videos of the bloody battles in space, the Marines spraying their guts all over the walls of the bugger ships. Polos of the clean wars of the fleet. Ships turning into puffs of light as the spacecraft killed each other deftly in the deep night. Many things to learn. Ender worked as hard as anyone. All of them struggled for the first time in their lives. As for the first time in their lives, they competed with classmates who were at least as bright as they. But the games, that was what they lived for. That was what filled the hours between waking and sleeping. Dap introduced them to the game room on their second day. It was up, way above the decks where the boys lived and worked. They climbed ladders to where the gravity